Hello and welcome to Nana's Crafty Home. My name is Tanya. Today's tutorial is going to show you how to make the simple crochet stars that you can find as a free pattern on my website. I will have a link below that will take you to that post and free pattern for written instructions. For today's tutorial, I am using a white cotton yarn, but you can use any yarn that you would like. I'm also using a size H 5.0 millimeter clover amour crochet hook. And this technique, I wanted a star that would look similar to a corner to corner style, and actually designed it to go along with my American flag placemat. So it is a kind of modified corner to corner, as you'll see here in a minute, and if you're familiar with that technique. If you would like to learn more about the corner to corner technique, I have many videos on the double crochet and also the half double crochet mini corner to corner technique that you can find on my YouTube channel as well. To get started, we're going to get our yarn on our hook and we're going to make our first block, and I'm just going to chain 4, and this is the technique that you would use for a mini corner to corner block, a half double crochet block. So for this first block, I chained 4. I'm going to go ahead and half double crochet in that third chain from the hook. So the second to last chain there, I'm going to work a half double crochet, and then I'm going to work a half double crochet in that last chain. And this will make my first block, and I'm going to be working the star points around this block. So now I'm going to go ahead and chain 4 again to make my next block, but I'm going to do something a little different with this one because I want a little bit of a point on the end instead of a rounded end. And I'm going to do that by slip stitching into that second chain from the hook, and then half double crochet in the last 2 chains. Just as I did for that first block, I'm going to work a half double crochet in the last 2 chains. What ends up happening is I've made another block, but it's now got a little bit of a point. You can see the difference between the two here. This is rounded and this has a point, more for a star. And now what I need to do is I need to attach this to that center block in order to have those points radiating around that center block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into this bottom loop left over from that half double crochet that I made in that block. I'm just going to slip stitch to it, and you can see here that attached that point block to the center block. Now I'm going to repeat that step 4 more times. I'm going to end up with 5 star points, so I'm going to be making a total of 5 of those pointed blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, half double crochet in the last 2 chains, and my second star block is made, and I want to do the same thing again, attach it to that center block. So I'm going to work in this next unused loop from that first block and slip stitch. And again, I've attached that now to that center block. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, slip stitch into that second chain, half double crochet in the last 2, and then again slip stitch to that center block. So, and you can kind of eyeball this too. So as you're working these, what you could do is go ahead, if you're unsure where to place that slip stitch, move that block to where it is snug up against that middle block, and then that's where you're going to want to place your slip stitch. So you can see where I've ended, where I've pulled through on this half double crochet, it kind of lines up with this chain, top of this chain 2 here. So that would be a good place for me to do my slip stitch. To my center block. Now I want to repeat that again and chain 4, slip stitch into the second chain, half double crochet in the last 2. And again, slip stitch to that center block by coming in and slip stitching to that middle block. I have 4 points on my star. I'm going to make one final one. And this is when I will go ahead and fasten off. If I were sewing this onto something, I would leave a longer end to sew that applique onto something. You could also go ahead and make this into a Christmas ornament by making a little bit of a loop and attaching that to your star, and that would make a really nice Christmas ornament. You could go ahead and make this smaller or larger as well, simply by changing up your size of crochet hook. So if you wanted to make this larger, a little bit larger, you could use a larger crochet hook. If you wanted to make it smaller, you could make a smaller crochet hook. As well, I haven't done this yet, but I plan on doing this. If you want to make the star significantly larger, you could use the double crochet technique. So instead of working this as a half double crochet, you could work this as a double crochet star. I haven't done that yet, but you could certainly do that and would make the star a little bit bigger. So this is a very versatile little star. You could make garlands with this. You could make this just as an applique and sew this on a shirt. You can put this on blankets. So lots of different uses for this little star. It's a nice size. You can see here, fits in the palm of my hand quite nicely. And very simple. This is probably one of the easiest star patterns that I've worked. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channels if you would like to get notified whenever I post a new video. As always, you can find my free patterns on my website at nanascraftyhome.com. And please be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. I share a lot of daily crochet inspiration on those platforms. So it's a great way to keep up with new patterns that are even getting released by other designers as well. I post a lot of free patterns on Facebook, so you can get a lot of free patterns on there as well. So thank you again. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.